If you're into living a healthy lifestyle and fitness and nutrition, then you may have considered getting an infrared sauna like this one. But you may have felt like it was out of reach, too expensive, or hard to build, but it may not be as difficult as you might think. We ordered this two-person sauna from JNH Lifestyles. They delivered it right to our door, and we had it unboxed and put together in less than 20 minutes. There are tons of health benefits to an infrared sauna like this one. So if you're trying to live that healthy lifestyle, then this might be something you should consider. When you're first shopping around for your sauna, one of the big things you should think about is the amount of space that it will take up. This one is a two-person sauna, and it is 4 feet wide by 40 inches deep. So 3.5 feet deep by 4 feet wide. So it does take up a considerable amount of space. They do make versions of this that are a one-person size, so they are considerably smaller if you're trying to save some space. I prefer the wooden saunas over some of the tent styles. I know the tent styles are a lot more cost effective, but the wooden box with the glass doors is just such a better look, higher quality, and it works so much better in my personal opinion. Having tried both, I don't think I can go back to the tent style after having the wood with the glass doors. This one is always ready to go. I just turn it on, and in less than 5 minutes, it's ready to jump in, and it's hot, and I can get my sweat on in no time flat. If you're shopping for saunas, then you definitely want to check these out from JNH. They are fantastic, and I'll put a link for this one in the description of the video. One important thing to consider when you're looking at getting a sauna is the space that you want to put the sauna in. So this two-person sauna that we're installing today is 48 inches wide, so it is 4 feet wide, and it is 40 inches deep. So this takes up a considerable amount of space, so you want to be sure and measure the space that you have to use. For us, we're going to be putting this in the master bathroom of this home. We have measured out the space already, but this is the base of the unit, so the floor. I will lay it down here on the floor so you can see how much space we're actually talking about. So it'll go right here on the floor, and you'll need to make sure that there's enough room to open the door as well. So you don't want to be boxing this into a corner where you can't open the doors. When choosing the space to have your sauna, there's a couple of important things to note. It's safe for any type of floor, so we are putting it on a tile floor here, but you could put it on any type of flooring is fine, but it does need to be kept away from moisture. So if you're going to be putting this in like an unfinished basement or something, make sure there's not moisture in the area where you're going to be putting it so that the wood doesn't absorb that moisture. So we've determined the area to have our spa. Let's go ahead and start the assembly process. We have our base down in place. The next step will be to put the back wall in place and then start building the walls around it, and they'll be held in with some screws from the outside. Another important thing to note when you are building your sauna is that you need to have it in a good location where you can plug it into a regular 110 outlet. These do use a standard 110 outlet, and there needs to be one within a reasonable distance of the sauna so that you can reach the cord to plug it in. You may need to use an extension cord if you get too far away.
The only tool required to install this sauna is a Phillips head screwdriver. The holes are pre-drilled, so you could use a hand screwdriver. I just used a power screwdriver to make things go a little bit faster.
Our sauna is starting to take shape now. You'll see these black panels on the walls. These are the heaters, the infrared heaters inside this thing, and they all have a wire that runs to them to run the infrared heaters. So since we've got the walls up, we're going to now go ahead and start connecting all the wiring. The wiring will be hidden underneath the bench. So the bench seat will go right here, and all of the wiring will be inside of there. Different models may be done a little bit differently, but on this one, some of the connections are long and some of them are short. So these that are here next to where the wires go up to the thermostat, you want to use those for the short ones and then use the long ones for the far side.
The wiring process is incredibly simple. There are plugs already on the end of each wire, and they only plug into each other one way, so there's really no way to mess this up.
Next, we're going to go ahead and try to put the bench in. And the bench has a heater panel on the front of it as well. So with it slid down there in place, you can go ahead and connect that panel that's on the front there, and that's your last heating panel to connect. I'll go down below there. Now we got our bench in place, and we'll go ahead and screw it together.
The front panel has tempered glass in it, so this is by far the heaviest piece. Be careful when you're setting that front panel, because since it is glass, you definitely don't want to drop it because it will break. The last panel is the top panel. It fit like a glove, and there were screws to hold all of the sides together.
With the roof on, we can now see the full size of this sauna. And I am 6 feet tall, and I have about 1 inch of clearance on the top. So if you're taller than 6 feet, then you may have to duck to get inside your sauna, but you're going to be sitting down for the majority of the time anyway. We now have our sauna completely put together, and I have it plugged in. You turn it on with the soft touch buttons here. There's a light button that turns on and off this light right here. And there's also a place for a standard light bulb. And you can even Bluetooth this to your phone, and there are speakers in here so you can listen to music or meditation or listen to a podcast or something through your speakers in here, so you don't have to have your phone in here causing your phone to overheat. You set your phone outside, and you can Bluetooth it directly to the sauna so that it plays in here. I have my sauna all hooked up and plugged in. I turned it on, and hold your hand over the infrared emitters and make sure that they are all plugged in and working. All mine are working just as they should. If you'd be interested in having a sauna like this one, again, this one is from JNH Lifestyles, and we'll put a link for this in the description of the video. They are available on Amazon. They ship them right to your door, and they are incredibly easy to put together. I hope you found this video helpful on your journey to creating your sauna. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you back here next time.